Hello, it's Simon, and today is Saturday. Now, whether it's a strange Saturday for you, whether it's the sort of build up to a sacred one, whether it's a surprising Saturday, a smiling Saturday, however your Saturday is, thank you for joining me today with this video. And the thing I wanted to share, because we're up to day sort of the 80s now on these videos of this 99-day challenge, which when I started, I never imagined where we'd have got to with myself, with the world, all the things that are happening. Some of that is mind-bogglingly well, amazing things, good things. Some of it's been really sad, very regretful things that have happened in the world that I wish hadn't happened the way they had, but they've happened as they have done so. So the first thing I wanted to share as I came out was this idea of completion. And often we think, I said earlier in one of the videos, that things are linear and sequential. We think it will take the same amount of energy here as it will here. And if that's the journey, we think each step, each percentage is going to be the same amount of work and energy and time. I remember very clearly about a decade ago hearing this from one of my consulting guys, one of my partners, and it was talking about how that last percentage of a project can take as much as the former 99%. So you can get all the way up to here and that last bit take as much energy as everything else did. Now you might go, that's not right, that's not how it is. Well, just be open to it, be open to thinking about and testing. Have you ever noticed that to really get something complete, I don't just mean like it's drafted and okay, I mean polished and finished, Simonized as they often say. To get it to that status that we all go, tick, it's done, wow, excellent, that can take a lot more energy and time than we realize. And today in a modern world where things are so organic and dynamic, often the end is actually the start of something else. So you might publish your website, only to update it and change it on a daily, weekly, monthly, annual basis forever. Now that's a whole different way of thinking compared to where before maybe you made a bridge. Once it was built, it was complete. But it had to be repaired, it had to be cleaned, it had to be maintained. And so we live in a time when things are very transient, but there's still this aspect of completion and seeing something all the way through to completion. And what completion is, often with my clients and partners, we really go into that because it may not be what you think. You might think completion in a restaurant is when the meal is served on the table. Well, it might not be. It might not be till 3 months later when that guest has told their friends, done TripAdvisor reviews, raved about the food, and come back several times. Now that isn't how most people think. And that's why often, truthfully, my partners, my friends, my clients, we get completely different results because we're thinking so differently. And we're not thinking from theory, we're thinking from experience, ours, our clients, our friends, our mentors. There's a huge breadth of experience we get to draw on. And it's the same for you. You know things and you have experiences that are so valuable, so interesting sometimes. And whether you're learning lessons of what's successful, what's been great, whether you're sharing experiences of things that have been really challenging that haven't worked, it's important to learn those lessons. And if you can learn to share them, that can change everything. So I've really loved these videos, loved the feedback I've gotten, and I wish everybody that's sort of been talking to me had been talking with us in one conversation. But it also points at something right now, which is there's so many people talking and listening and shouting and confusing each other, often wanting to be heard, feeling like their point of view had to be heard, ever right to be heard. And it's not to negate that everybody has their own point of view, but to assume that somebody should hear yours, should validate yours, and if they don't agree with you that you're wrong, I think it confuses something. The thing that I've said very early on was, don't listen to what I'm saying and believe it's true because I've told it to be true. I'm not intending to lie to you, in fact the opposite, but I'd love you to come from a place of inquiry, from assuming nothing and confirmation. And that is so difficult in a modern world where people are quick to make a snap judgment based on the clothes, the t-shirt they're wearing, their haircut, the way they're speaking. You know, whether I'm speaking like this or if I start speaking French and go je m'appelle Simon. We assume things about the language and the tone, the body language, what I'm holding in my hand, the remote for this video today. So we make all these assumptions about these small things that may or may not be what we think. And when you want to get to completion, it's so important that you start clearly in a way that you can weigh, count and measure outside of yourself. And so we were talking about health earlier, a vital area of life at the moment. How is health and wellness? What is a good thing to do? What do we put into our mind, into our mouth? And how are we doing that? How are we exercising, whether it's Tai Chi or yoga or running or athletics? And it's really interesting if you think about it that many of us don't start with those clear objectives. Often we started our health activities at school being told in the UK go to a PE class, a physical education class, a PE class, told to run around a field often in the cold and the rain. And we did those things because you're at school and you do what you're told. But as an adult, well, who's telling you? And are they telling you from, let's say, a win-win-win perspective, really looking after you and asking questions, or is something else going on? I don't know. But health is so important. So with that said, I'm going to wish you a great afternoon. I'll see you tomorrow for Sacred Sundays. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.